All right, so in this example, we're looking at a little bit more radical stuff, and this one's going to require a little bit more algebra than the last one, because notice that we have powers of x on the inside of radicals as well. But it turns out, once we convert these radicals into fractional powers, we can multiply those fractional powers times these exponents that you see on each of your x's here. So let's see how that works out. So firstly, we're going to turn this radical of the square root here into a fractional power of a half. Let's do the same thing for this 1/3 power here. I like to put parentheses around absolutely everything. All right, so then we have x to the 5th to the 1/4 power. Okay, so basically we just turned all of our radicals into fractional powers. That's the first step when you kind of see radicals happening for derivative problems. Turn your radicals into powers. And in fact, anytime you see radicals in calculus, just do that first, because it'll save you some work, and odds are you're going to have to do that anyway. So now how do we handle this? Can we derive this just yet? Not quite, because you don't have x to a single power. You have x to the 3rd to the half. So how do we deal with that? Exponent rules. So when you have a power of a power, that's the same thing as the product of the powers. So you have 3 times 1/2 here in the exponent. Similarly, for the second term, you have x to the 2 times 1/3 power minus x to the 5 times 1/4 power. Okay, simplifying that, just using your fraction rules, this gives you x to the 3/2 plus x to the 2/3 minus x to the 5/4. Okay, just fraction rules, that's all we did there. Now we have this in a form where we can use the power rule. We have x to some power in every single term. So, deriving it, this gives us, well, use the same exact strategy we've used before. Bring the thing down from the exponent, subtract 1 from the exponent. You're probably bored and tired of hearing me say that by now. So, you do exactly that. So that way, okay, so 3/2 minus 1. So I take away 2/2, basically. That gives me 1/2. You can use a calculator for that because we live in the 21st century. You're allowed. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing for this second term here. Bring that down, subtract 1 from the exponent. So you have 2/3 x, and then you subtract 1 from the exponent. That gives you minus 1/3. Then subtract. Do the exact same thing for the third and final term. Bring that down in front. So you have 5/4 times x. Then you subtract 1 from the exponent. So I have 5/4 minus 4/4, or minus 1 if you like. This gives you 1/4 power. And that's that. So we've completely derived this. You could turn these fractional powers into radicals if you like. Don't worry about it because this problem is done at this point. You've found the derivative. That's what it asks you to do. Stop there.